Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Mike Chua, physical therapist. Hey, today we've got a special guest. Her name is Doc Kulot in Facebook, but we'll be back in a few seconds.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Hello, good evening, my Facebook friends, YouTube friends, and podcast friends. Anyway, check out hellonote.com if you need documentation system for your private practice. We use that in all our clinics that we have. We use HelloNote. It incorporates with your billing system. So check it out, hellonote.com. Obviously, use my code, Dr. Mike. And of course, don't forget to use MedBridge if you need CEU classes. All right, where do I find that? Medbridge.com, medbridgeeducation.com. Use the code alternative. You get a 40% discount. Not 10, not 20, not 30, but 40% discount, right? And of course, this coming weekend, tomorrow actually, or today and tomorrow, we're gonna be running the geriatric summit. Tomorrow, I'll be speaking. So if you want to join that, start your own private practice. I'll be talking about how to start your private dementia practice. So check out the Next Level OT Summit. And then this coming weekend, I'll be in Las Vegas speaking to the Travel Accessible group. So if you have any friends or you want to start your own travel therapy business wherein you're assisting other clients to go around the world, you can join that conference too this coming weekend. Okay. But without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in our special guest for today. Her name is Dr. Fatima. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Alzara Ditti. She's from Zamboanga City in the Philippines. She graduated the what do you call this? Medicine in Silliman University in 2017. But without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in this amazing doctor. Her name is Doc Kulot.
Hi
Doc,
everyone.
hey, well, first of all, thank you very much for joining and appreciate you. I know you're very busy and it's morning time there in the Philippines, but could you please tell us again what's your journey being a physician? And then all of a sudden, you got this thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of followers just by doing all this crazy stuff. Yeah, could you please tell us your story?
All right. Hi, Mike. Thanks for inviting me here on Alternative Healthcare Career Show. I think this is really high time to put people such as I am. No, so I'm a medical doctor here in the Philippines. I actually finished my residency training in family medicine. So hopefully at the end of the year, I can be called the diplomate or the medical family medicine specialist. So in Zamboanga City, I practiced my medical career here, and I started doing a social media platform in 2022. At the time, I was interested in telling stories of my residency training because there were no personality who was doing that. But it wasn't really a thing for everybody because there were only few who was very interested. But I did not stop. I love virtual platform. I believe that the next kind of platform we should really invest in is a digital platform. And I have seen the potential of digital platform. And of course, I love public speaking. I love going out. I love talking to people. And then, yeah, I was doing my social media platform for a certain period of time up until just this March. It sort of like had a viral thing. So I had one video that got viral, and then the next thing I know, it kept coming. People kept coming into my page. So if you've noticed on my screen like now, I have this like Doc Kulot, doctorism and breadwinnerism. So if you're in the Philippines, and not really if you're in the Philippines. I believe if you're a very responsible person, you get to support a family also. And I'm presently supporting my family. So I'm the breadwinner for the family. I support the family. So most of my followers are a in the working group. They're trying to support their family too. So yeah, I was called doctorism and breadwinnerism on my platform. So yeah, I think
Mhm.
that all
Wow.
started like
I don't know. Do you know Ali Abdal, Dr. Ali Abdal? He's actually a physician in somewhere in UK, and he's quit his job as a physician, and all he does is what you're doing
right.
YouTube and live and just educating. And then imagine making, I mean, you know how much a physician makes in UK, right? And they
Yeah, yeah,
he's great, and he's like making tons of money doing all these videos. And I know several therapists too here in the, obviously here in the States. We're based in the States. They've quit their job just doing all these videos. I wish I could do it. I just can't. I got several clinics and employees, depending on me. But so what you mentioned about uh doing videos because you were in the residency program. So
yeah.
along the way, did you change and pivot? Is that what is that what happened?
Yeah, I think that was the thing that was happening. You know, at the beginning, I wanted to share my residency training, what I do, because in the Philippines, family medicine practice is not really famous. People here, if they have illness or if they feel like a symptom, they go directly where the symptom is. For example, if they feel chest pain, they go directly to the cardiologist. If they feel abdominal pain, they go directly to the gastroenterologist. I mean, there's no problem in that. I feel like um, people or patients here in the country tend to become symptom based when it comes to taking care of their self. And the family medicine practice looks on the different perspective. It's about taking care holistically for the patient, the family, and the community where that patient belongs. And I believe that's a more powerful practice because it allows you to empower more people in the family to become very self-reliant or they become educated. So that was the initial thing that I wanted to do, to present what family medicine practice because I can see how powerful it is. However, I think it's so important also to listen to the people who's watching you. So they did not there were like few views for those kind of videos. I tried doing health education videos also, but it wasn't really a thing. Subsequently, I ended doing, a day in my life kind of vlog, like what I do for myself, no longer educating no one. It's like me, myself, and I, and people were quite invested in that. And yeah, so subsequently, from wanting to educate what family medicine to becoming my personal, like doing personal video for myself, and I took the opportunity where what the people was trying to tell me. So I listened to my audience, and my audience wanted to see the kind of stories that persevere, the kind of story that encourages, the kind of story that inspires others. So I started sharing my journey as a doctor, that I was a scholar, that I provide for the family, that despite my educational level, I struggle so much. And there are so many people out there who's also struggling. So I think the advantage of my page is because I created a group of community that belongs together. And that's so important if you create a digital platform such as this.
It's funny you mentioned about switching and pivoting and everything like that because you created a very big community. I mean, our community on Alternative Career Group, we are on 50, 60,000 therapists, and they only interact with me when I post something funny. And if I post something serious, hey, this is how you find a job, this is how you do this and that, it's like, okay. And they will probably buy a course, a class, we sell classes inside that group. But when I post something, I just posted something funny about going to homes. We do a lot of home visits,
Right.
Doc Kulot. And I posted something funny about, going to the homes. And I had like 600 something comments already just because it's funny. But if I post something serious, it's like nobody comments on it. So is that the same thing with you? I mean, I see your post and it's like you make fun of the words, you play around with it. Is that really your thing? And then tell us more about that.
Right. Actually, it was just like sort of an accident. Well, the viral video that I was talking to, I presented that not all doctors are rich. Not because you are already a doctor, it means you have already a comfortable home, that you own a car. So I started with that video, and then it became quite famous because there's this like I think it's a TikTok video or a Facebook video where you say, "I am a doctor in the Philippines." Of course.
Mhm.
So you present the other things that what people usually think of. So it's sort of funny. And yes, many people interact with you with when you are funny. So what I did, since it was like viral, I thought of other things that will, that's some sort of like funny, and I started with another video that also got viral where I actually massaged the feet of my mother. And
Mhm.
I was telling that in that video that that when you are a doctor, it is not effective. That your status as a doctor is not effective when you're at home, because at home it is your mom who is the boss. So I played around the word with ism. It's like
Mhm.
this is the exact word that I said. The doctorism is not effectivism in the housing, which I just blurted it out. There was no script. It was just spontaneous. My videos are spontaneous videos. Actually, I just cut it and put a little sound, but most of it there's no script. I
So
just
you do your
blurted it
own
out.
editing yourself?
I do. That's
Wow.
where the work is. So anyway, when I started doing the ism, and then people quite like it. So I started with another word. Like for the Philippines, there we call sahod as the salary. So I said like the sahodism. And then there's this word tipid, which means to save, which became tipidism. So the ism subsequently became like a thing. People people were kind of invested to it. But you know what? I think the challenging part was to cross your story from being funny to become a realistic kind of story, like a in a tone that you're so serious also. So I was so amazed, and I think it was a blessing also that from a funny video that got viral, I started to relay my personal story, which was serious, and my advocacy in life, that growing up I had this curly hair. I became Doc Kulot because I have a curly hair, and that I was bullied when I was young. But um, the words that tried to the words that tried to describe me was just words. It was me who tried to give meaning to those words, and I was telling my journey of how I overcame my insecurities, especially of my hair, and I have embraced it. So I think it was a blessing in disguise that I was able to cross over from funny to serious. So now I just bounce back every now and then. So there are stories that I show that are funny. There are stories that I show that are serious. And I am very, very happy that I created a community with a sense of belongingness. So these people also like are invested with their own story. I receive messages every day. It's tons of messages, people telling me that whatever I am having today, that's what they experienced way back, and that they have become successful because they persevere some more. Or others are trying to tell that they wanted to finish school because they saw my story. So it's like people are either giving you encouragement or people are trying to say that they're encouraged by your story. So I'm so blessed actually that I was able to move from funny to serious, serious to funny. So hopefully to really grow the page some more. So yeah, Sir Mike, I think that's the blessing in disguise on my platform.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, I really like the story about. I mean, you even show your where you live and everything, and people really connect to that area. You know, I saw you washing your clothes by your hands, and everything like that. It's funny because it brings back memories back home for me. But seeing the background, you're showing it, and it's just people are able to connect, and your vulnerabilism, whatever you want to call it, it's just there. And see, I'm getting infected with your energy. So, did you really want it to be a doctor, a physician?
Right.
Tell me
Actually,
that journey there.
yeah, yeah. This is what I have understood as I grew up, that everything in life happens for a reason. Nothing is accidental. Everything has its meaning. So in high school, I have already the passion to speak. I have already the passion to actually convey message. So at the time, my hope was to become a newscaster. My idea of a newscaster was Karina
Well, you're
Sanchez. So
already
she's
doing it, kind of, right?
yeah. So she's quite famous in the Philippines. So that was my thought. Secondly, because I came from an indigenous tribe from Tawi Tawi, I wanted to bring a representation of my story to the public. But that was in high school. So anyway, moving to college, I wanted to pursue mass communication because that was like the stepping stone to become a newscaster. However, my father at the time, when he was alive, he was telling me like, you know what, there is no the future is in the medical field. You can like, consider your options going to abroad. And I have a cousin who's already a nurse in the abroad. So I felt like he discouraged me on pursuing newscaster. So he encouraged me to pursue nursing. And since my high school was of a nursing background, because I'm a graduate of a science high school here in Zamboanga, I
So you were a
pursued.
nurse then?
Yes, I'm a
That was
nurse.
your
I'm a
pre-med?
registered. Yes.
Wow.
So in nursing, as a way to rebel because I did not like it, or that was not really my option. I was very, very active with student, or so I was in student council. I had different organization that actually brought me to different places. So one of that is I went to Chicago, Illinois in 2009. I have a like a scholarship program for 3 months in Northern Illinois University. So I was only
Wow.
what I was like 16 or 17 years old. I was like
Really?
first year college, yeah. And
Wow.
then it led me to another working organization that brought me to India. So I was very, very active with different organization with different advocacy because I was active in student council. And then I met a doctor, a student doctor at the time. He was a medical student, Dr. Mike. He's now a dermatologist, actually. He have the same name. Dr. Mike
Really?
is a dermatologist now. He's practicing in
He probably
Manila.
has a better skin than me, so
So anyway, I met him when he was a medical student, and I saw how passionate he was as a doctor. So I thought in myself, like, wow, this dude is so passionate. I wanted to be like him. I was encouraged by him. So, to cut the story short, I subsequently proceeded to medical school because I saw an inspiration before me. He was such a good leader. He was such a good student. He really gave opportunities for communities, and I wanted myself to be doing similar thing. So I proceeded to medical school. So that was like the story of why I went to medical school. So looking back at it, if I pursued my newscasting course, I might have missed the chance of meeting Dr. Mike D. So Dr. Mike D is a very important person in my life story that really pushed me or encouraged me, inspired me to become a medical doctor. It was also through our small organization. We have this non-government non-governmental organization that up until now is still alive. We call it I Can Make a Difference Incorporated. Through that organization, I saw how efforts you can do for communities, how you can change their lives through different literacy program, education program, through environmental advocacy such as um, it's like changing bottles into something or changing plastics into something. So I was very, very exposed at a very, very young age with this kind of advocacy. So my passion and my love for community was there. My passion to speak was still there. So looking back at it now that I'm doing the platform, I still did my high school dream, to have a platform, to have a representation. So I think looking back at it, indeed, there's no accident in life.
Amazing, amazing. I love what you said, Doc Kulot. There's a lot of things that she mentioned here, but you got to write things down. It's an opportunity for you to learn and be amazing in your community. So first thing that she said here, you got to find a hero. You need to find someone, a mentor that will guide you and mentor you. Doc Kulot, Dr. Fatima will not be here without that mentor. So it's very important that you find that mentor. I have mentors too. Another thing that she mentioned here is volunteering. You got to find something bigger, ladies and gentlemen. You just can't do this on your own. The reason why there's so much burnout in healthcare field, we're so focused in our job, we forget the act of giving. We forget the act of volunteering. There's power in a community where you're serving and giving without asking anything in return. So that's very important too. Another thing that she mentioned is about finding something about the word passion. It's very important that you have that. Remember the four P's. Your passion, your purpose in life, your productivity. You need something productive, and of course, your profit. If you may be passionate about it, but if you're not productive here and you're not profitable, you're gonna achieve burnout too. And that's what's happening in the healthcare field now. You got so much people who
Right.
are burned out. And I think this is where Doc Kulut has found her what you call ikigai in Japanese word. The zone of genius. She's making money, she's enjoying it, and she's using her healthcare doctorism field. So Doc Kulot, so after that, you met your mentor and you took action, right? So you took family med. Where are you now? What are you doing now? Are you still working as a physician aside from all this millions of followers that you have?
Right. So presently, I'm still in a government agency here in the Philippines. Honestly, I just wanted to give a big picture. Um, Hospitals here in the Philippines are very dynamic when it comes to like platforms such as this. So I try my best to remove myself in my white coat because I don't want to be affiliated to any agency because I want to bring my own story, no longer the story of a doctor. Although
That's right.
it's also an advantage because everywhere I go now, people has an identity of who I am. So I think that's like a window of opportunity. If I start my practice here in here in my city, at least people would have an identity of, or at least can identify who I am. But I'm trying my best. Like at this present time, I want to maximize my own story as a person, as a breadwinner, as someone who provides for the family, as someone who struggles, as someone who have overcome insecurity. I want to put myself on that kind of storyline, because there is also a what do you call it? A challenge, I guess. A challenge because if you put yourself as a doctor out there, automatically people will ask for consultation. People will ask questions and they would like fish out you, like example, like, doc, what is the medicine for this? They try to fish you out because I believe they want to miss or to skip the going into the hospital or going into the clinic. So I always educate them like health is individualized, health is personal, your health is actually a private issue. If you have health problem, direct it to a personal message. I mean, I don't want to talk it in public because I want to protect you. I want to provide a kind of service that's individualized for your risk. So right now, I'm trying to transition myself outside my white coat because I don't want to people think of me as a doctor. Although as I was saying earlier, there's really an opportunity for me to like build a clinic here. But right now, I will have to take my diplomate exam by end of this year. So I'll have to finish that one and then probably start my own practice. Um, and also, Sir Mike, I believe people in the Philippines also, when they say doctor, automatically the doctor is earning this and that. But if you go through the program, like you finish your medical school, you go to your internship, you try to land for a residency training program. Before the practice in itself, you have to take the diplomate exam, which also takes time, which also takes um what do you call this one? Like a leap for your career before you truly practice your profession. So it's not an easy journey, I guess. But right now, I just wanna bank on my personal story, and then my being a doctor is like a plus instead of being a doctor as the main thing on my page.
That's true. That's true. You know what? I know a lot of physicians back home and family med, internists and everything. I used to be a pharmaceutical rep. I don't know if you know that, doc.
Right, right.
So I sold drugs for a living before. So, but I was affiliated with United Laboratories. So shout out to Unilab.
Yes.
Well, anyway, yeah, I used to work for them for 10 years, and so I met a lot of physicians like you. But yeah, you're correct. I mean, not all physicians. I mean, I have a lot of people think, especially in the Philippines. If you're a physician, they think, oh, probably making a lot of money, blah blah blah.
Right.
Pautang naman doc
Yeah.
or something like that. How about a free consultation? What's the best medicine
Right.
for this? Hey, you just can't take this antibiotic for for the same
Right.
condition like
Right.
your sister or your brother or your neighbor. So it's very important that you really go to an individualized plan of care. And same thing here in the United States. We just can't give a generic therapy program. It has to be individualized, specific to that condition. It just can't be a cookie cutter program. So that's very important. Doc, I know you're very busy. I know you're taking the time off. Thank you very much for doing this. Any last parting wisdom for those people who are actually burned out in healthcare? I know you have lots of friends too who are burned out, trying to, hey, can I do what you're doing? Can you, any wisdom for that for the team here?
Right. So I just want to like go back to what you were saying earlier about the four piece. It's out of that four piece, I think the two most important thing is really the passion and purpose. It is so important that you do not just limit yourself with your profession. You have to think of other things that you're very passionate about and that you can like give time or like do it, because when you're passionate about something, it's no longer work. It becomes like a play and it becomes easy. You wouldn't feel burnout. You would be very excited to do it. So that's so important to find a passion. My passion is really public speaking. So the platform of social media is just, for me, feels like a play. I feel like I'm playing around. I feel like I'm enjoying it because it's not a work for me, because I'm very passionate. I'm very passionate about that. But but also because I'm passionate, I have also the purpose. And the purpose here is to send a message to people across out there that there are professionals such as I am who struggles. There are professionals such as I am who is a first generation doctor who doesn't have generational wealth, and we are okay starting from the bottom. There's no wala namang masama, like you can climb up to the peak. You just have to be focused on what you're doing, determined on what you're doing, and persevere more on what you're doing. So when you find that kind of purpose and and you resonate to people around you, so passion and purpose comes together. I feel like you no longer feel the burnout because you find yourself in a different platform, no longer associated to what you're doing. So I guess as a parting ways, apart from finding your own passion and purpose, it is so so important that you look at yourself and you do not limit yourself with what you're doing now. The world is so big. There are 7 billion people out there. The opportunities are endless. You just have to make every day best day so you can always maximize whatever opportunities there is. I'm pretty sure mine is coming on its way. I do not lose faith in that. I just want to tell stories because some people are so easy to invalidate how we feel, how we process our emotion. And I'm trying to advocate that there is a story of vulnerability here. It's quite, it's quite challenging to present story of vulnerability, but not to sound off like so broken, but so encouraging. So I hope I can cross the line with storytelling, and yeah, I hope you find your purpose, passion, and you always look for the best opportunities there is so you can avoid being burned out.
I love that. I love that. Thank you very much, Doc Kulot. Appreciate you. I love what she said, ladies and gentlemen, about the opportunities out there. She is there back home in the Philippines. I don't know where I don't know if you know where Mindanao or Zamboanga is. If you're going to look at it coming from the United States and look at Zamboanga City, you'd think, oh, why would I go there? You'd think it's there's no opportunity, but look at her. She's there. She's making the most out of it. She's enjoying it. She goes with her passion, with her energy, and you just want that type of energy when you want a physician like that with that type of energy. So again, thank you very much, Dr. Lit. Appreciate you. But before I let you go, ladies and gentlemen, always remember the word fast, FAST, letter F. Find people that will bring out the best in you because you are the average to five people you hang out with. So whoever you hang out with, that's going to be you. You hang out with people who are crazy, guess what? You're going to be crazy too. Hang out with in a barber shop. Eventually you get your haircut, just like what I had today. Find people that will bring out the best in you. I'm sure Doc Kulot, Dr. Fatima, she probably has some great, amazing friends. That other Dr. Mike, you need to find that people. You need to be specific in finding those people. I specifically have coaches. I have a speaker coach. I'm sure somebody out there, Dr. Fatima, has a speaker coach too. Find that coach that will bring out the best in you. Next letter is letter A. Take action. All this stuff that we're doing is not going to do me good. It's not even going to do her good if you don't take action. Take action. Go to her website. Go to her Facebook page or whatever page that she has. She's got so much followers. I can't even keep up. Take action. Reach out to her. Ask her questions, not medical, but other stuff. If you want medical stuff, go to her clinic. Go to her wherever NGO she's working, non-governmental organization. Go to her and ask her there. All right. Next letter is letter S on the word fast. Letter S is shoot for the moon. Why? If you keep shooting for the moon, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna be landing with the stars. Guess what? You keep shooting, you're gonna miss. You're gonna fail. Life is not all about winning. You will also lose. It's a game, but it doesn't matter how many times you failed or fallen or got sick. What matters is how many times you get up and do this all over again. Okay, so I'm sure Doc Fatima or Doc Kulot also had some failures in life, but she kept on going. She kept on pushing forward. All right, last letter is letter T is teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, that's what Dr. Kulot is doing. She's teaching people how to be funny, how to find this, how to do that. And she understand it more. Again, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Be awesome, be great, be excellent. And we'll see you again in the next episode of the Alternative Healthcare Career Show. Thank you. Bye-bye.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records